Welcome back to the Generationlocke, the Pokemon challenge where for every video I beat one Pokemon game under my crazy rule set. If you're new here and interested in the series, I have linked both the playlist to the series as well as my video explaining the rule set of this challenging run down below. Also, thank you for all the huge support to Generationlocke. I honestly did not think it would get the views it did, especially that quickly. And beyond the views, I got so many comments not only sharing their support, but their critiques and criticisms for how to make the series better. So thank you very much. I finally feel like I'm accomplishing my goal of building a community. So all I have left to say is join my Discord, link in description. It's a new server I made, and it's where I'm going to be giving a lot more updates than, the YouTube community tab. So let's get into the video. We encountered our rival Yittler, who had some unsavory things to say about certain groups of people.
I'm not gonna say what race, what people, we know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
And to be honest, I heard this and I knew I had to intervene, so of course I named my starter Jonah Hill and added him to the team. Then I watched an old man catch a Pokemon. If you've been watching this Generationlocke, you'll know this is a pretty big deal because I did not pick a Kanto starter for yellow or blue, so why now? Well, I figured it would be nice to bring a fire type into Johto as well as have access to a non-regional bird Pokemon with access to fly, so I went for it. Before we continued on, we looked over the team that had made it to the last leg of the first saga of Generationlocke. Light the Third, Slicer X the Third, Booba the Third. Seriously, how is she still alive? Messi the Third, Lola the Second, and our newest addition to the team, Jonah Hill. After that, we entered Verdian Forest and had an interesting encounter. And then began making our way to Brock, but as I went on my hike through the woods, I felt a wave of determination. We'd come a long way, and if I was able to pull this off, we would finally be done with Gen 1 and move on to Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Part of me was going to miss the rhythm I'd worked up playing these last 3 games, but I knew we needed to cross the generational border and take on Johto. My team and I have been through many great victories, defeats, and laughs along the way, but it was finally time to make our send-off to Kanto. For now. We marched up to Brock and sent out Slicer X against Geodude and proceeded to have a very skillful chess-like battle. We then decimated Onix with Oddish and moved to Mount Moon. After that, we made our way to Mount Moon, reaping the rewards of having a fire type along the way. And then we evolved Booba into a Wigglytuff. After that, we got into a Nugget Bridge battle with Yittler, with the winner getting access to Kanye's Twitter account. The tensions were high, but he was no match. Light and Slicer X took down Pidgeotto, and Lola handled Abra. Slicer X took down Rattata, and Messi clapped up Squirtle. After locking his account and taking some preventative measures, we squared up with Misty for a final showdown. We sent out Light against Staryu to paralyze it and take it out with a couple Thunder Shocks. We switch out to Booba, who tanks a Bubble Beam and a Tackle and retaliates with a Sing. We switch out to Messi and proceed to miss 2 Poison Powers before giving up and just spamming Absorb. Next, we hit up the SS Anne and gained some experience for Lieutenant Surge, and after a long and well-fought battle session, Messi and Jonah Hill end up evolving at the same time. With our training arc complete, we made our way back to everyone's favorite Japanese-written American,
And I met you in the summer.
named Gata Trolling. Lieutenant Surge spams X-Speeds like a dummy while Booba decimates Voltorb and then Pikachu with a few Mega Punches. Next up is Raichu, who gets its very needed X-Speed while we lay down a Poison Powder. We tank a couple small attacks while we use Cut and Absorb to bring it down. Raichu then busts out Thunderbolt, landing a critical hit on Messi. We switch out to Light and use Quick Attack, bringing Raichu down to a Sliver. Just for safety, I use my 1 healing item and Raichu falls to the poison, winning us our 3rd badge. Next up, we went to Celadon City and did our obligatory shopping spree, buying double team TMs and the stones we needed to evolve Light into Raichu and Messi into Vileplume. We then confidently head on over to Erica because now we had Jonah Hill, who is basically the equivalent of an Arizona gender reveal party. Erica sends out Victory Bell and we take it down with a few embers, but we get poisoned on the last turn. Tangela tries to make a movie with Jonah Hill, but ends up getting taken down by some more embers. Vileplume's out last, and worrying about the poison, we switch out to Lola. We set up a Lovely Kiss and follow up with an Ice Beam. Vileplume hits back with a Mega Drain, but it unfortunately isn't enough, and it falls to another Ice Beam. After that, we journey on to Lavender Town and get stopped by the average Spizzle fan. We name it Simpo and put it in the box. We then evolve Slicer X into a Kabutops, and after fighting some of Koga's minions, we evolve Jonah Hill into his final form. The Kamikaze Master is up next, and we send out Light against Coughing. We use Thunder Wave and then proceed to spam Double Team while Coughing gets pumped full of X attacks. After setting up a crazy amount of evasion, we one-shot Coughing with Thunderbolt and Muck comes out. Thunder Wave meets Poison Gas and each side's Pokemon get hit. I end up missing my Thunderbolt, but Koga blunders and can't seem to stop chucking X attacks at his Sludge Demon, so we land our next attack and Muck decides to start using Minimize in retaliation. Thankfully it didn't matter though, as Light is unstoppable and lands the final blow. Koga's next coughing gets shot with a classic TB, and we switch out to Slicer X for his wheezing. It uses Sludge, and Slicer X responds with what he does best, using Slash. Koga uses another X attack, so we hit with a Bubble Beam. This hurt Weezing's feelings so much that it pulled a Dreamy Bull and exploded all over my Ancient Horseshoe Crab. I felt like we needed to slow down a little bit after that last battle, so I took a stroll through Savari's zone. We've been clearing these gym leaders so fast, and we haven't had any deaths or complications, which I suppose makes sense since we are very well aware of what everyone can do at this point. I figured the best course of action would be after we leave the Safari zone, we keep this pace going and blast through these last gym leaders so we can finally make some new and refreshing content. On my way to the Psychic Gym, I stopped and checked out a telescope with light, and we saw Articuno flying toward the sea. I realized that I had never actually seen Articuno in this run, despite seeing Moltres multiple times. I took this encounter as a good omen for the run, and took my team over to Saffron City. Except, there was one issue. My squad had gotten a little overleveled. And although it's not an explicit rule in my rule set, I do use level caps to try and keep a level of fairness so I don't overgrind and wipe everyone, but the problem is half of my team was overleveled, and can you guess which ones weren't? I'll just go right out and say it. Jonah Hill, Messi, and Booba. That's it. This was a problem because Jonah Hill's strongest fire attack is Ember. Messi is weak to Psychic, and Booba is Booba. So we had to beat the hardest gym leader in Kanto with the biggest disadvantage possible. I tried to stay calm, but I went into this battle panicking. We have almost wiped in this fight with way better circumstances, and this could possibly mean the end of the run. I challenged Sabrina and send Booba out against Kadabra. We land a Sang and follow with the tri-attack, somehow one-shotting. Mr. Mime is up next, and we switch out to Mr. Hill. One slash later, and Mr. Mime is under half. It hits back with a confusion, doing little damage, and we secure the KO with another slash. Venomoth comes out and survives an Ember, and then poisons us. Another Ember brought it to a sliver, and she hits us with a Psybeam, doing very little damage. After a final body slam, it falls. Here we go. Alakazam. With the circumstances we were facing, this was our biggest challenge yet. We do the surprise play and send out Messi. I know that the only way we have a chance at winning this is if we can land a status move. Alakazam brings us under half with a single Psybeam. We use Sleep Powder and land the attack. We switch out to Booba and hold our breath. Mega Punch misses. And then another. But Tri-Attack lands, bringing it down to low yellow. It wakes up, but it doesn't matter because the final Tri-Attack takes it out and wins us the battle. I could not believe we had done that. We beat Sabrina with a Wigglytuff and a Vileplume. But honestly, I think it was a good reminder of how far we've come in this series. We went from spamming horn drills and using valuable teammates to this fight to flawlessly defeating her even against the odds with our disadvantaged team. And I had to hand it to Booba. Maybe she was more helpful than I was giving credit for. After our incredible victory, we went on another training session and prepared for Blaine. Let's run by the movesets. We got Booba with Sing Strength, Mega Punch, and Tri-Attack. Jonah Hill with Slash, Body Slam, Leer, and Ember. Slicer X with Slash, Harden, Double Team, and Surf. Light with Double Team, Thunderbolt, Thunderwave, and Quick Attack. And finally, we have Lola with Body Slam, Lovely Kiss, Psychic, and Ice Beam. We then raided some NPC's house for a town map and set our courses for Cinnabar Island. We made it to Blaine's lair and challenged his bald-headed ass to mortal animal combat. He sends out an innocent little puppy, and we obliterate it without second thought. We switch out to Boobo, who takes down Ponytail with a couple tri-attacks, and then back to Slicer X, where we spam Surf until we obtain our final badge. What? Why did I write that in the script? That's not that's not okay, whatever, cool. We then made our way all the way back to Viridian City, where I hopped on call with my buddy Soda, you may recognize her if you've watched my series on the Minecraft Subway SMP, and had some interesting discussions. Here, I'll let her take the mic while I go get myself some more refreshments. Alright, okay, I'm gonna go run downstairs and grab a drink real quick. You can just stare into Giovanni's beautiful eyes in the meantime. I stand by the fact he literally looks like a monkey. Like, I don't care what anyone says. His sprite, he literally looks like an ape. Like,
what is with the sprites in Gen 1?
No, they're actual trash water. I don't know why they made him look like an actual, like, zoo animal, but I'll be right back.
Alright. I joined the stream. Dude joins a battle, and I see the Machop, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. Because holy shit, that I didn't realize, because I'm not a Gen 1 Pokemon fan, because I am not that old. And I never really went back and looked at Gen 1 a lot, but Jesus, I didn't realize how bad the sprites were. It's like, especially, it's bad. Hi, welcome back. I just like ranted about how bad the sprites were.
Thank you. I'll definitely put that in.
It's disgusting.
It's so bad. Giovanni was somehow the most boring gym leader we fought, by the way. I would commentate more on it, but we literally just swept his team with Surf, so, yeah. On to the Elite Four, but not before Yittler made his return. He had been training deep in the mountains with Alex Jones, and was finally ready to reclaim what I stole from him, his iPhone 6. This would have been a really impactful and cinematic fight, I'm sure, but it was late at night, and me and Soto were way too busy giggling at Gen 1 Pokemon sprites. Here he is, look, it's Yittler. It's Yittler, no. I won't let you spread anti-Semitism anymore. Yeah,
Is that right?
But Jinx is a baddie, what do you mean?
Oh, I'm talking about Pidgeot! What is that? What is that?
What do you mean? It's so good.
Why is it shaped like that?
I don't know. It's really bad.
Bro, that's not a bird. Why is that bird more shaped like a metapod?
It literally is.
It literally.
It's a busted ass Pokemon.
All the sprites here are either atrocious or they're actually decent. Like the Nidoking and Nidoqueen sprites are actually really nice. That's all I've got.
I like Growlithe.
So far.
I think Growlithe is cute.
Oh, Growlithe is so silly.
Ugh, die.
Bro, who drew the back sprite? Who drew this back sprite? Who did this?
Dude, so bad. It's so bad. It's so lopsided.
I promise I'm not gonna spend the entire time that I've been to VC just ragging on the sprites, but also it's so funny.
Though. It's so funny to hear you talk about it.
It's so funny.
Dude, Executes is wild. It's so garbage.
Bro, why is the one egg so big?
I don't know. And the worst part is that this is like, when you think about it, this was like their original intention with the designs. Like, this is how Execute was supposed to be.
Looking ass.
It's like,
why is the other spoon like melting?
Because he's a psychic. I don't know. He's too powerful. It's tough. Blastoise? Uh-oh. Come on, Messi.
Oh, damn.
Come on, Messi. Clutch. Bro, chunky. That's cute.
Oh, bro, round.
Yeah. After Mega Draining Blastoise into oblivion, we sent Yittler running away in shame and defeat and pressed on to Victory Road. We did our obligatory stream snipe of Moltres.
Don't let my house. It's the same guy, it's the same guy.
XQC. What's gaming here? The person you...
And set up for the league. I was super excited to get right into it so we could finish the saga off. We had 0 deaths and some incredible moments along the way, but it was time to finally put this part of the run to rest and move on to something greater. So, with that being said, we hit up Lorelei and got to work. I decided to switch things up for once and send out Charizard for Dugong and hit it with a flamethrower. It retaliates with a Roar Beam, but we finished off with a final flamethrower. We switched to Light and take down Cloyster, Slowbro, and Jinx with a Thunderbolt. Finally, Lapras comes out, so we paralyze it, but we got a little too confident because Lapras breaks through and hits Light with Hydro Pump. We switch to Lola and use Psychic, landing a crit. Lapras stays paralyzed, so we end things with a final Psychic. Bruno's up next, but he's the second Elite Four member, and we're in Kanto, so he's not much of a concern. We one-shot his Onix with Messi's Mega Drain, and Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee with Jonah Hill's Flamethrower. We switch to Slicer X for his second Onix, and back out to Mr. Hill for his Ace Machamp. And with a critical hit, we secure victory and move right on to Agatha. And, this battle was interesting, to say the least. Lola one-shot Gengar, Golbat, Haunter, and Arbok, with the only one who didn't get swept being her Ace Gengar, that hit us back with a Confuse Ray. In a crazy turn of events, we not only end up hitting ourselves in confusion, but Gengar then follows up with Toxic, and then I misclicked and hit Body Slam, which, obviously didn't do anything. We then get hit with Nightshade, and I decide it's better if I switch out here. I send out Charizard and finish the battle off with a Dig. Last but not least, Lance. This wasn't going to be the last time we see Lance, but I was still feeling pretty hyped about beating him for a quote-unquote final time. We one-shot his Gyarados with a Thunderbolt, and both his Dragonairs each with an Ice Beam. Aerodactyl lands a bite on Lola, but Lola one-shots shortly after. Dragonite comes out, and we switch to Slicer X and hit Blizzard, decimating Lance's Dragonite. And here we were, at the Champions Room, fighting our rival for the final time in Gym 1. There was no time to waste, and I challenged Yittler to a Pokemon battle. We had a deal. If he won, the Spizzalock would end. But if I won, he would have to watch one of my favorite movies of all time, 21 Jump Street. He sends out Pidgeot, who gets one shot by Light's Thunderbolt. Yittler wipes the blood from his mouth like the anime villain he is and says, "I got a Glock in my Rari," and proceeds to send out his most powerful Pokemon straight away. We switch to Lola and land a lovely kiss, putting it to sleep. We switch out to Slicer X and use Slash. It stays asleep and we finish Alakazam off with another Slash. Messi comes out to meet Rhydon, who gets one tap by Mega Drain, and out comes Arcanine. Jonah Hill comes out and uses Dig, dodging a takedown and landing a critical hit Oko on the poor Pooch. Yittler is down to his last two Pokemon, and I of course crack an amazing and genius idea. Okay, hold on. I have to use Jonah Hill at least once here. Actually, no, I'm gonna defeat I don't care how I do it, I'm defeating Blastoise with Jonah Hill. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be funny. Hold on, wait, we have to hit the clip. We have to do it for the YouTube shorts. Like, we have to. Okay, wait, Executor? Okay. Alright. We have to do this right. Please one shot.
I'm literally just gonna say this and leave it as, like, an open comment. I remembered what I wanted to say before. Oh, Jesus, that's right.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I love it so much. I totally agree with that, I'm not gonna lie. Please don't one
I don't know,
shot.
it's just a cool cat.
It's just a cute cat. Alright,
like
please
cats.
don't KO. Let's go! It paralyzed. That's actually so cute. That's so cute. Okay.
Why do you keep turning me to, like, Cartman from South Park?
I'm sorry,
What are you doing?
like my friends keep making me watch South Park
Are you
episodes.
repressing your demons? What happened?
I'm repressing my demons so hard. Alright, come on, Booba.
Bro, why are your demons Eric Cartman? What happened?
I went through an arc.
What did you endure to have Eric Cartman be your demons?
Dude, I'm mad. Okay, we're not going to be able to hit the Jonah Hill clip because Blastoise is paralyzed and won't use his full restore. So this is really sad. Come on. Use a full restore. I don't want to lose a Pokemon for the bit. Come on. Alright. What if... Okay, I don't want to risk it though, because actually, no, because Blizzard's still super effective against Charizard, at least in this gen. So I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it for the bit. I might just have to take it out with Booba. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I couldn't hit the bit. Oh, okay, that actually worked out great.
Though to be fair, beating it with a Pokemon named Booba is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's true. I want to try. Hey, you stop that right now. Okay, hit that Hydro Pump. Please don't do a million damage. Okay. And now we just use this couple Psychics. Come on. Okay, just put it to sleep and we're good. Just put it to sleep. Come on. Okay, that was really bad. I'm gonna risk it. Let's go. Calculated risk. It's all calculated, guys. It's all calculated. That would have killed. And I'm gonna risk Jonah Hill for the bit, so, because honestly, I don't even give a hoot or a holler. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. I'm seeing the vision.
It's time.
Slash. Because, like, what else am I gonna do? Let's go! Yittler is no more. Jonah Hill reigns supreme. Yippee! Get out of here. No! That can't be! You beat my best! After all that work, to become the league champ, to become the ultra-based red pill coach, my reign is over already? It's not fair. They run Hollywood! We did our classic walk to the Hall of Fame and we ended the run strong, with incredible victories, crazy sweeps, and 0 deaths! We didn't just beat Kanto, we conquered it. We gained Jonah Hill, defeated Yittler, and single-handedly ended anti-Semitism. What more of a conclusion could you have asked for? Anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode, and I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said before, I will be moving on to set mode for Gen 2 and onwards to crank up the difficulty. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. I'm glad to be back on this. I know it's been a while. I tried to keep it short and sweet since this is our 3rd viewing of these battles, so I hope I was able to keep it entertaining, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in Johto. Bye.